Hi, and welcome. My name is Mariana, and I am a biz coach. I help moms to build profitable businesses so that they can spend as much or as little time with their kids as they want to while making an impact. So, today I wanted to talk to you about some of the things that you don't really need to be doing in your business that you probably think you do. And a lot of times this stuff is holding us back. So many times we hear, oh, you need this, oh, you need that, oh, you need XYZ. And the thing is, all of those things are great, but not always at the beginning when you're first starting out. So I want to give you some solid tips to help you with that. If you or anybody that you know might be interested in this, go ahead and hit share and share this message out so that other people get this information as well. I'm going to give you a second to start sharing it out. And I'm going to share it out myself as well into the Entrepreneurial Moms Group, which is the group that I manage. It's a great community for mom entrepreneurs to get to know each other and visit with like-minded individuals. So let me just find this. And here we go. Share. Okay. So let's get right into it. This is something that I wrote about today on my blog, so I will have the link below or above or whatever if you want it in text. So the very first thing that you don't necessarily need to get started with your online business is a fancy website. So many times people come to me and they're like, but I don't have a website, but I don't have, I want to spend $5,000 on a custom designed website and I need perfect copywriting and all of this. What I want to say here is that building the one-on-one relationships is what's going to build your business. Having a fancy website is not necessarily going to bring you business. It's not like you build a website and suddenly masses of people come in and buy from you. You have to drive traffic to that website. You also have to manage that website so that it is also an expensive time and money expense as well to manage that website. So I don't want you to stop yourself from creating a business that makes money because you don't yet have a website. Okay. So if you're in this baby stages of your business, don't feel like you cannot get out there and start selling your services and start offering your offers. You want to start where you are, and that even if you don't have a website. I also want to reference here, I did work with a coach who was in business for over, I think it was around 3 years. She freed herself from her 9 to 5 as a lawyer, and she still didn't have a website. So I think that's a perfect example of somebody who's making great money and still doesn't have a website. Now, caveat here is that does not mean that they didn't have a landing page. So, or a way to collect email addresses and have an email list. So you don't necessarily need a website. It would be great if you could get something basic on WordPress up on a template. And it's one of the things that I do with my 6-month coaching program clients, because I know that that's a struggle when you're first starting out and you want to have somewhere to drive people to. But it's not absolutely essential. What is absolutely essential is that you start building your list from day one. Okay, so the second thing is you don't need a fancy photo shoot. So I have had anywhere from $5K to over almost $15,000 months, and I have had no fancy photo shoots. And I've had that almost $15,000 months every single month since February. And again, no fancy photo shoots. As you see here, my hair is kind of all up in the air. It's not about that. It's about your content. It's about getting out there. It's about your message. And it's about connecting with people one-on-one and really refining your message and who you stand for, who you help, that kind of stuff. And so if you have some nice photos, or maybe you have some family photos, I help mom entrepreneurs, so a lot of my photos and my branding stuff is from family photos anyways. I did have a small photo shoot at my house, but it wasn't something super, super fancy. And it just wasn't. Okay. So that is my tip number 2. Again, don't let not having the money for a $2,000 photo shoot stop you. You can start where you are. There's plenty of devices that take great photos. There's plenty of other things you can do. Start leading with value, start connecting with people, and that's more important. Thing number 3, you don't need. If you're an online business, you don't necessarily need business cards yet or flyers. And I see people worrying about business cards all of the time. This is one of those things. When you're networking, it's actually so much better for you to get their contact information, and then it puts the follow-up on your hands instead of handing them a card. And I want to ask you, if you had gotten a business card in the last couple of months, what did you do with it? Most of those end up in the garbage, right? Or they end up like on the information just on your phone anyways. So don't let that kind of stuff stop you. Don't let that be your number one priority. Instead of worrying about the business cards, what about worrying about the legal stuff, right? Like, make sure you have an entity, and I'm not a lawyer, so I'm definitely not dishing out any legal advice. But what I will say is make sure you got your legal ducks in a row and figure that stuff out. I do have resources on my blog to help you with this. So you'll, because I have had guest bloggers who are advising on legal type issues, and they have posted in our blog as well. So get your legal stuff done. That's more important than having business cards or anything like that. Okay. Number 4 is you don't need a huge following. So when I started, I had about 100 people in my Facebook group, and I just made connections, real connections, one-on-one with people, and I was able to have my first 5K month through those connections in that small group. I had, like I said, around 100 people in the group. So it's not so much about having like this huge audience of 20,000 people. That's not where everybody starts. Everybody starts at 0. So start where you are and just focus on the one-on-one connections as much as possible. And thing number 5, last thing you don't need, sales funnels yet. Okay. So again, just like the other things, these all come with time, but this is definitely not the thing that's going to get you from 0 to first paying client or 0 to 5 and 10K months. That comes later. And you can do, sorry, knocked my thing. Okay, so you can do a lot of this through the one-on-one selling, through selling your programs and your offerings without a fancy sales funnel. And one of the things you want to think about too is it takes time to build a sales funnel, and you're doing it behind the scenes. Kind of the same thing that happens with the website. You're behind the scenes building something, and so you're not getting out there. So unless you can outsource this, if you have a lot of money to invest into your business when you're first starting out, it's not essential when you're first starting out. And I know sales funnels are really attractive right now. It's been kind of like the phrase of the year. Everybody's talking about them. But what I want you to think about is, where are you in your business? You might not even understand your customer journey yet because you haven't had a ton of customers. And so it would be very hard to build a sales funnel and adequately go through all of the objections that somebody might have to purchase if you haven't actually worked with clients and gotten that experience on the other side. And so that's where I usually like to have people concentrate, is starting with one-on-one and starting understanding that and data gathering until that you have enough data that you feel comfortable and confident to build a sales funnel that will convert. And that's exactly what I did in my business. I didn't have a formal sales funnel that was selling anything passively until I think I built it a month ago, and I've been selling 1 per day of my digital product in the back burner, only because I had all the information that I needed. I really solidly understood my ideal client and what they were struggling with. And I had already built up my name as well. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. I'm also driving traffic there. So going back to the website thing, you want to drive traffic. And if you don't have a following yet, you can't drive that traffic, but you can build your following slowly as you're doing the one-on-one sales, the one-on-one coaching, that, or whatever your business offering is. So that's kind of a little overview of some of the things you don't need in your business. I talked about some of the things you do need in your business. And one of the things that you definitely need that I have not yet talked about is consistent daily action. Because here's the thing, we can talk about projections for 2017, how 2017 is going to be your greatest year ever. And I'm really excited to do that and to help you to get there. But what we need in order to get that is consistent every single day action. And you can do that by joining my training. I'm doing a training in about an hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to be talking about the 5 things that I did every single day to get my first 5-figure month. And so I want to share that information with you because it really is about the consistent daily action. And so many entrepreneurs come to me and they're like, I just have no idea what to do today. I don't know what to do to make money. I don't know what to focus on to make my business grow so that I can make the impact that I want to make. And so if this is you, if you're confused about what to do every single day, then I'd love for you to join me in the training. You can get it at marianacruiz.com/training, and you can join us there. And I can't wait to see you inside of the training. Have a great day. Does anyone have questions? There's a couple of people on. Okay. So if no one has any questions, I'll just pop off. But if anything comes up for you while watching this video, and maybe you're watching the replay, still go ahead and put them below. I'll definitely be taking answers and comments after the video is live. Have a great day. Bye.